So I did that and went through class 151. Well, after I got done with that, I did 3 tours out of SEAL Team 1. One of those was Desert Shield, Desert Storm. So when I came back from that, they sent me to sniper school. And then I interviewed, I went to a command on the East Coast called Dev Group. I was at a Dev Group for about 8 years. I was in the assault team, sniper cell. So I was in operational status for about 15 years. They said, you gotta take shore duty. I'm like, I don't wanna take shore duty. I wanna keep running and gunning. And they said, you gotta take shore duty. So with my fingers in the ground, they dragged me out to California, and I was a buds instructor, so I put the guys through Hell Week and all that. And so I did 2 years there, and then I went back to Black Team, which was a sniper cell back at Dev Group. Got out, and now I'm a blueberry farmer. So I will tell you guys this, like the one thing that I found out that nobody told me about the military was this right here. The military took such good care of us. When I got out, I had no direction. And I couldn't create direction because I'd walk in every day and they were like, hey Johnny, the little bird's on the range, go hop on, go shooting, or hey, go overseas and do this, go do that. So my life was bam, 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 and it was awesome. It was a great job. It's just that when I got out, I didn't want to go back to that. So many of my friends, they're either doing private security, they're either doing shooting schools, they're making a killing though, or they're doing private contract work overseas. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay at home and I want to raise kids and homeschool. And so, but for that first 3 years, it was tough, y'all. It was really hard. There was a lot of mental, it was tough. I don't know how else to say that. So I started reading a bunch of the Bible, changed my life completely. And so God slowly started calming my mind back down. And because I knew I had a problem when I had to imagine myself handcuffed to the floor to do Lincoln Logs with my son. Because that last job I had, you're always completing the task. You're doing this, you're doing this, you know, it's evolution. So about 3 years later, my wife said, hey, we're going through our money, you gotta figure it out. And I said, what do you want to do? And she said, why don't you try to do something on a farm? So we researched everything from cows to chickens to sheep to goats to truck farming with row crops to doing everything. We were sitting there eating blueberries one day, and she said, I wonder if you can grow these. And I said, we'll give it a shot. So this is my therapy. Once we figured out how to do cuttings and propagate our own plants, it just became kind of like a project for us, just like a thing to get my mind off of that last job and to get my mind out of that routine of that last job. And so we have a bunch of grapes over here. We have a bunch of muscadines and scuppernons. So we started all these fields up here. We have